Roman Reigns' future is in jeopardy. Raw's hits and misses in Philly. How Naomi discovered she was pregnant after years of struggles. Bronson Reed claims Roman Reigns' shoes are too stinky. A fan claims her signs were wrongfully confiscated on Raw. Batista ranked ahead of John Cena and The Rock as the best wrestler turned actor. Matt Riddle attacked Shane McMahon at Hulk Hogan's funeral. Many in WWE believe Chris Jericho's return is inevitable. Shawn Michaels undergoes surgery. Let's dive right in. Raw's hits and misses in Philly. Last night's Monday Night Raw in Philadelphia kept up WWE's streak of solid Netflix shows, though it's hard not to shine when recent SmackDown and NXT episodes have been so lackluster. Raw had its highs and lows, but it's starting to feel a bit repetitive, which could spell trouble, especially with SmackDown struggling. The Red brand's star power and stories are carrying it, but the week-to-week delivery needs a shakeup. Here's what stood out as the best and worst from last night's Raw. Number 1. The best. Naomi's pregnancy bombshell steals the show. In one of the most unforgettable title relinquishment moments ever, Women's World Champion Naomi revealed she's pregnant and will step away from wrestling. The segment was a perfect mix of heartfelt and hilarious, with Naomi flipping between over-the-top comedy and raw emotion. The crowd ate it up, chanting and celebrating despite her heel role. The Glow stayed true to her character, warning the women's division she'll return to reclaim her title. Number 2. The worst. Naomi's exit at her peak hurts. Naomi was long seen as just a flashy dancer for younger fans, with weak promos and a soft in-ring style. Her heel turn this year changed everything, and by summer, she was one of Raw's most entertaining stars. Her wild, unhinged promos got crazier each week, and she was clearly loving the role. It's a shame she'll be off TV for at least a year just when she was hitting her stride. Still, she and Jimmy Uso deserve huge congrats, and a baby Uso might just shake up wrestling's future. Number 3. The best. Bayley's mind unravels in epic vignette. Picking up from last week's Raw and her social media, Bayley appeared in another vignette, opening up about her struggles. She warned that her words might not make sense, but then a darker Bayley took over, speaking in a way that was both logical and unhinged. WWE's leaning into a split personality story to evolve her character, hinting she's slipping into madness. Her sinister side is banging on the door with a ding-dong, and if it takes over, we might see a rawer, more layered version of her 2019 to 2023 heel persona. Number 4. The best? Chaotic main event lights up Philly. The street fight between Braun Breaker and Jey Uso was pure mayhem, with babyface run-ins from LA Knight, CM Punk, and a returning Roman Reigns. The Philly crowd was electric, practically summoning Punk and Reigns with their wild chants, even serenading Punk with Cult of Personality. Some might call it predictable, but for fans in the arena, seeing their favorites save the day is what wrestling's all about. The build-up and payoff made for a thrilling night, even if the formula's familiar. Number 5. The worst. Jey Uso's stale promos frag. Despite the crowd loving Jey Uso's yeet catchphrase, his promos have been flat for over a year. When he interrupts a long heel promo to set up a main event, he needs to hook the audience with something fresh, but he's falling short. Paul Heyman carried the weight in Philly, hyping the main event with flair. Fans knew they'd get chaos with Knight, Punk, and maybe Reigns, but Jey's repetitive delivery feels dull. His character needs a spark to keep up with his massive fan connection. Number 6. The best. Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed heats up. Roman Reigns' return on Raw set the stage for a clash with Bronson Reed at Clash in Paris. The Tribal Chief versus the Tribal Thief is shaping up as an exciting feud that'll boost Reed's status while giving Reigns a big moment. It's his first singles match in over 8 months, and only his second since WrestleMania 40. Paul Heyman and WWE have made this feel like a high-stakes battle, not just a throwaway match, setting up Reigns for bigger fights while elevating Reed. Next up, let's look at how Naomi discovered she was pregnant after years of struggles. Naomi stunned the WWE Universe with her pregnancy announcement on the August 18th edition of Monday Night Raw, and now she's shared the heartfelt story of how she learned the news. On Stephanie McMahon's What's Your Story podcast, Naomi revealed she found out she was pregnant on August 10th while traveling for work. Feeling off, she took a test in her hotel room, not expecting it to be positive after years of fertility struggles. I found out Sunday, August 10th on the road, in my hotel room. Had been feeling a little different, a little weird. Wanted to take a test to make sure and rule that out. Not thinking because it's been a long journey with fertility issues that I've had. I really didn't think it was possible. Naomi opened up about the health battles that made her doubt she could conceive. Before becoming a funkadactyl in WWE, she had an oophorectomy to remove her right ovary. Then, in 2020, she underwent a grueling 6-hour myomectomy to remove multiple large fibroids, sidelining her for 6 months. At 37, with only one ovary, she and Jimmy Uso thought pregnancy would require medical intervention. Earlier in our relationship, before I debuted as a funkadactyl, I had an oophorectomy, which is the removal of my right ovary. In 2020, we went through another major surgery, which is a myomectomy. the removal of fibroids. I had tons, and big ones. Jimmy Uso chimed in with a lighthearted jab about not being cautious, but he also praised Naomi for thinking of her fans and her role as women's world champion right away. She worried about letting people down by stepping away, but Jimmy reassured everyone that her love for the WWE Universe remains strong. There was no reason to proceed because we had been informed. There is no way to know 100% for sure, but we had been advised that we would need help. I found out Sunday, called him, had to go to work. Stressed about having to tell work because of where I am right now as the champion. Of all times. She isn't going to say this, but she felt like she let all her fans down. She felt like there is a step back because she is cooking. Timing is everything. I want to let her fans know. She loves them, and she thought about them right off the bat. Thought about WWE right off the bat because it's a step away now. Now, 7 weeks pregnant, Naomi is focused on staying healthy. As a high-risk pregnancy, she'll need frequent checkups, but so far, everything is on track. She's overjoyed and ready for this new chapter, despite the challenges ahead. It's a lot to process, but I'm happy. I want to get through this healthy because I am high risk. I'm gonna have to get checkups more often, but everything is looking good. We're off to a good start. The WWE Universe is thrilled for Naomi and sending prayers for a healthy baby. It'll be a while before she returns, and fans can't wait to see how WWE's landscape shifts when she does. Next up, Bronson Reed claims Roman Reigns' shoes are too stinky. Bronson Reed is on a mission to swipe Roman Reigns' shoes at every chance, but he's drawing the line at drinking from them. On the Raw recap show, Reed declared this is his moment to climb to the top, vowing to take down Reigns with everything he's got. He's ready to face the tribal chief anywhere, even at Clash in Paris, and is confident he'll come out on top. Reed teased celebrating his victory Australian style with a shoey in front of the crowd, but he's not thrilled about using Reigns' shoe, calling it downright stinky after carrying it around his neck week after week. This is my time to take that top spot, and I'm going to give it everything. I'm going to beat Roman Reigns. If he wants to face me in Paris, I'll face him in Paris, and I'll beat him. And once I'm done beating him, maybe I'll take a third pair, and maybe I'll even do a shoey in front of the crowd because, you know, I am Australian. Yeah, it's a tradition for us. The only thing is, I don't know if I want to drink out of Roman Reigns' stinky shoe. Smell these things. I've been wearing them around my neck, so I smell them every week. Not great. The feud between Reed and Reigns is heating up fast, especially after Reigns derailed Reed's plans on the August 18th edition of Raw. They're set to collide at Clash in Paris on August 31st, and it'll be a wild fight to see if Reed can pull off the win, and maybe even do that shoey. Reed also opened up about a major injury, revealing his right foot will never fully recover after breaking his talus bone in half. His new 100% is only about 75% of normal foot mobility, but he tapes it up and keeps fighting through the pain. Yeah, it was a life-changing injury. I broke my talus bone completely in half. That's a very hard injury to come back from. I had my foot up like this for 3 months. My leg atrophied, I had to learn to walk again on this right leg, learn to jump and run, and then get back in the ring. The crazy part about it is that in everyday life, walking around, running, it's painful. But when I get in that ring, I forget it. For some reason, the doctors noticed that when I'm in the ring, I can do anything. I'm still in pain every day, but I'm working through it. My mobility in this right foot will never be 100%, and my new 100% is about 75% of normal mobility in a foot, but I get it done. That's all that matters. I tape it up and beat people up. Next up, a fan claims her signs were wrongfully confiscated on Raw. The August 18th edition of Monday Night Raw delivered thrilling moments, but for one fan, the night turned sour when security confiscated her signs. The fan shared her story on Twitter, explaining she brought signs for Naomi, Bayley, and Natalya to the show. These weren't just any signs. Her grandfather, lovingly called Poppy, made her first WWE sign years ago, sparking a tradition of creating signs for every wrestling event she attends, from indie shows to major promotions. This Raw was her first WWE event where she couldn't share the signs with her Poppy, making it an emotional milestone. My Poppy made me my first WWE sign. Since then, I've made them for every show, indie or pro. He always loved seeing them, and this will be the first time I can't show him. No matter how old I get, I'll carry on the tradition he started. In a heartbreaking update, the fan revealed security took her posters before the show started. She posted a photo of the signs, tagging Bayley to show her support still stood strong. Update, they took my posters from me. South, yep, got this photo before they took my poster away from me. Anyways, here for you at It's Bayley WWE Raw. She emphasized that her signs followed WWE's guidelines and were even smaller than the allowed size, making the confiscation even more frustrating. They follow the guidelines and everything, purposely made them smaller than the maximum as well. What should have been a meaningful moment honoring her family's tradition became a letdown. Hopefully, this fan won't face such disappointment again. Should WWE lighten up on taking signs that meet their rules? Up next, Batista ranked ahead of John Cena and The Rock as the best wrestler turned actor. Batista has claimed the crown over John Cena and other WWE legends in a new ranking of wrestlers who've conquered Hollywood. Cena, a WWE icon, has built an impressive acting career, but The Hollywood Reporter's recent list of the top 10 wrestler-turned-actors puts him just below Batista, known as The Animal. Batista snagged the #1 spot, with The Rock at number 2 and Cena in 3rd. It felt like Batista in WWE, would be just fine as Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. He had the build and the makeup department could take care of the rest. But as it turns out, he's actually a fine and fairly versatile actor. Batista is as busy in Hollywood these days as Batista was in WWE in 2006, which is to say, he's heavily booked, the report read. Batista and Cena's epic 2010 feud, capped by Cena's win at WrestleMania 26, is still a fan favorite. Since then, Batista's acting career has soared, with standout roles as Drax in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, plus films like Knock at the Cabin, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, and Dune 1 and 2, proving he's got serious range. While The Hollywood Reporter calls The Rock the most successful actor on the list and praises Cena for acting fearlessly, Batista takes the top spot for now. The list also includes Roddy Piper, 4th, Adam Copeland aka Edge, 5th, Kevin Nash, 6th, Hulk Hogan, 7th, Paul White FKA Big Show, 8th, Jesse Ventura, 9th, and Andre the Giant, 10th. With the DCEU's shift to the DCU, fans wondered about Cena's Peacemaker role, first seen in the Suicide Squad. Questions lingered after his solo series, but it's now confirmed he'll return for Peacemaker Season 2, premiering on HBO Max on August 21st, and even had a cameo in last month's Superman movie. Next up, Matt Riddle attacked Shane McMahon at Hulk Hogan's funeral. Matt Riddle just dropped a jaw-dropping story about a tense moment at Hulk Hogan's funeral where he fired off a bold message to Shane McMahon. The private ceremony in Largo, Florida on August 5th brought out wrestling giants like Vince McMahon, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Ric Flair, Kid Rock, and Dennis Rodman. Riddle, however, wasn't there for wrestling connections. He was his fiancée Misha's +1, invited through her friendship with Nick Hogan's wife Tana. He shared the details on TMZ Sports' Inside the Ring. I was at Nick Hogan's wedding. I don't know Nick or Tay, but my girlfriend knows Nick's now wife, Tana. So actually, Misha was invited to the wedding, and Misha was invited to the funeral. I was her +1. So technically I wasn't really invited, but my better half was. Though not close with Hogan, Riddle said his fighting background earned him respect from old school legends. My relationship with Hogan was very brief, you know. I'll say this. Guys from his era, same thing with Ric Flair, they really respect a man like myself. Because I fought in the UFC, I was a state and national champion. I mean, I beat John Jones wrestling. Like, I have a pedigree and it's real. It's not something that was given to me. It's not dumb luck. I earned it. Riddle wasn't there to network with WWE bigwigs and kept his distance from execs like Vince. You know, Vince stayed off to the side. I felt like it'd be really unprofessional to go out of my way to do that. If we naturally crossed paths, we did. I didn't get to talk to Paul, but things got heated when he ran into Shane McMahon. I did see Shane McMahon, and the first thing he said to me, and he said it sarcastically, was, "Hey, nice hair." I'll be honest, especially now, I don't work anywhere, I work for myself. He said that to me, and I told him to go himself and walked away. Riddle downplayed the drama, saying it wasn't meant to escalate, but left the door open for speculation. To be fair, he was being sarcastic when I told him to go F off, but, you know, in the world of pro wrestling, you never know. He might have taken that seriously. He also noted the warm welcome he got from others, like Rob Van Dam, who knew him from locker room run-ins. Everybody was excited to see me, and there's, you know, all of us, we've all brushed shoulders in the locker room. They all know who I am, I know who they all are. I mean, Rob Van Dam was there. A plethora of people I hang out, chill with, and respect were there. And yeah, so that's how I got the invite. It wasn't through me, it wasn't because me and Terry have such a great relationship. It was more so my soon-to-be wife and Nick Hogan's current wife have a great relationship, and we were invited. Hogan's funeral was packed with wrestling royalty, but Riddle's fiery exchange with Shane McMahon stole the spotlight in a way no one expected. Next up, many in WWE believe Chris Jericho's return is inevitable. Chris Jericho has been missing from AEW screens for months, with no hint of a return anytime soon. His future is up in the air, but the wrestling world is buzzing with talk of a possible WWE return. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer shared that Jericho's AEW contract is set to expire late this year, fueling speculation about a jump back to WWE. Inside WWE, the chatter is heating up, with some even wondering if he could make a surprise appearance at the Royal Rumble. Nothing's confirmed, but the topic has been a hot one over the past week. Meltzer noted that many believe Jericho's return to WWE is just a matter of time, making it a huge story to follow as the year wraps up. Jericho is actually a really big story. His contract is up at the end of the year, or late in the year, and there's certainly been lots and lots of talk about WWE. I know from a WWE standpoint that there is lots of talk there about Jericho. People speculating Royal Rumble. Nobody has officially said anything, nor will anyone officially say anything. That's a big story to watch at the end of the year. But yeah, there's been a lot of talk I've heard in the last week from many different people about the situation with Jericho, and the belief that he's inevitably going to be in WWE. Jericho himself has added fuel to the fire, previously saying he'd keep the door open for a WWE return, not ruling anything out. He even liked a social media post about going back to WWE, stirring more speculation. His last AEW appearance was a chaotic segment on the April 9th episode of AEW Dynamite with Bryan Keith and Big Bill. Now, the question is whether Jericho will stick with AEW or make a final run in WWE. Anything could happen. Will he shock the world at the Royal Rumble or stay true to AEW? Next up, Shawn Michaels undergoes surgery. Shawn Michaels may have left the ring behind, but the toll of his wrestling career is still hitting hard. On the Click. This podcast, Kevin Nash revealed that HBK recently went through major surgery to remove rods placed in his back years ago after a devastating casket match injury. Nash didn't sugarcoat it, linking the procedure directly to the brutal moment that nearly ended Michaels' career. What did he just... Shawn just got done? He got an operation because when he F his back up in that casket match, they put some rods in his back, and they had to take them out because they were all twisted. Nash also brought up Hulk Hogan, who wrestled for years with similar back rods before having them removed. He described a shocking x-ray of Hogan's back, painting a vivid picture. I remember when Hulk showed me a picture of his x-rays. They put rods in his back, but he kept working and dropping the leg. When they took the rods out, he had a picture of him laying there, and it looked like they were part of the Twin Towers. Though the surgery was serious, Nash hasn't had a chance to check in with Michaels, jokingly admitting he's been out of touch even with his own wife. He did share that Michaels felt some relief right after the procedure. So Shawn just had that done, and I guess I haven't had a chance to talk to him, because I haven't had a chance to talk to my wife that lives with me. But he woke up from surgery and was in less pain. Shawn needs both his knees replaced on top of that. While Michaels keeps shaping the future of NXT behind the scenes, his body is still battling the scars of his iconic in-ring days. With the rods out and knee replacements looming, fans are rooting for HBK to find lasting comfort. Roman Reigns' future is in jeopardy. Roman Reigns remains a titan in WWE, but his reign as the original tribal chief could be at risk with Seth Rollins and the Vision gunning for him. Last year, Bronson Reed joined forces with Solo Sikoa and the New Bloodline, vowing to take down Reigns. His plans hit a snag when he got injured during a daring move from the top of the cage at the Men's War Games match. After making a comeback at Saturday night's main event, Reed aligned with Rollins' faction on Raw. On the Raw recap show, the 36-year-old laid out his bold plan to strip everything from Reigns, including his top spot and even his career. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people that I'm targeting, and it's just in due time. And if you have something that I want, I will come for you when the time is right, and the time is right now for Roman Reigns. I think he's incredible. He's untouchable, and he's one of those guys who has led the industry for the last decade, but it's time for someone to beat him up and take his spot. And I said that I'm not just going to take his shoes next time, I'm going to take his career, Reed said. Reigns' return to WWE didn't go smoothly, as he was outmaneuvered by the Vision on Monday Night Raw. Reed added insult to injury, humiliating Reigns twice and swiping his sneakers, earning the nickname the Tribal Thief. Though Reigns and Jey Uso beat Reed and Braun Breaker at SummerSlam 2025, Reigns still hasn't gotten his shoes back. On the latest Raw, the original Tribal Chief made a surprise appearance, helping Jey Uso defeat Breaker in an Extreme Rules match. After the win, Reigns called out Reed, promising a showdown at Clash in Paris 2025. While Reed is eager to face him, WWE management hasn't officially greenlit the match yet.